that would be, that's a good piece to put in there, saying, yes, women have to be treated fairly by the healthcare system, and also we have to figure out a way to solve this particular problem. So, you're right, it's a big problem. You have to change the system, but there are a lot of people working on this.
So this question is for a poor positive woman from a poor country. How can women really participate in the research? I think this is a really great one. So there's two issues here. One is about resource limited settings, and what do you do when you are in a country that has maybe poor resources? And I think one thing is to say that that is not always the case. A lot of great facilities are in resource limited settings, and they have the things that people need, like PCR machines and flow cytometry and the basic scientific stuff that you would need to participate in cure, or that you'd need to conduct cure research. But it's also about limiting. It's like, if that country is doing cure research, are they taking resources away from other things? Where is that money coming from? Where is it not going to? And so those are questions that a country needs to ask when it has limited resources, how it's going to divide that up. But the answer is the same. Is, once that's there, once there's that ability to do it, it's about creating the demand from within. So I think Thailand is the best example. As Jintanat pointed out, they have an early cohort study, which they're doing, and it's in a resource limited setting, but they're also the same cohort study from MHRP is being developed in Uganda, and that recruits both men and women. And so it's in that resource limited setting from a poorer country where women can participate. And it goes back to that what Kevin was saying before, is if you are looking for research, research facilities may have a way to get you in if you're from a rural setting. They might have a way to compensate you for that. They might have inroads. So that's something that to do research on and do research with. And I think that half of what I'm sort of hearing now is that women don't know the opportunities that are around them. And so maybe some of the issues are, how do we create a knowledge flow so that it's women being asked, it's researchers asking women, it's women asking about this research for themselves and what's viable and what works for me and my schedule and what's conducive. Yeah, so I think that it's a really interesting and a really thoughtful question. Does anybody else have any other questions? Or it doesn't have to just be about cure research. It could be about cure research, but it could be about women's participation in research in general. Like I said, I think part of it is learning from experiences as well. So if you have a really positive trial or a really negative trial that you thought about, that's always helpful too. What made you participate in research and then never participate at that trial site again?
I was the one who asked about the question on a poor woman from a poor country. But in relation to that question is also about how do we ensure that in these kinds of research, actually, we ensure